for, make sure to tune in to the Denko Gridiron Show.
Well, hey, I know Coach Rogers, when we first kicked this show off 4 years ago, he's one of the first coaches went out and visited. Grayson, I think you know that program well. Each and every year, their goal at the beginning of the year is not only to make it to the playoffs, but to compete for a state title. Coach Rogers comes back. He's got 7 returning offensive starters, 7 defensive starters, went 13-1 last season. And just year in, year out has built one of the premier programs in all of Texas high school football, not just the 4A level, but man, what a great program he's built over there at Argyle. And I know there's a couple players. One player I'll mention, and I'll kick it over to you. Tito Bice, man, went out last season with a knee injury. He's been working his tail off, and he's back with a vengeance. Tito Bice, 5'11", he's gained about 15 pounds in the offseason, just hitting that weight room. 5'11", 200-pound, really wrecking ball back there in that backfield for the Argyle Eagles.
Yeah, the Argyle Eagles, like we said, they're kind of kicking this whole season off against Decatur this Friday. So it's going to be interesting to see players like Tito Bice take the field. He missed basically half of the entire season last year with an injury, but he was putting up great stats before he went out. He ended the season with 815 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns in just half a season. It would have been extraordinary to see what he would have been able to do all year long, but he's going to obviously be one of the main focal points for the Eagles offense this year. 14 returning starters is a big thing for Argyle and head coach Todd Rogers. So depth is going to be the name of the game for Argyle this year. And John, you're absolutely right. Even at the 4A level, this is just a team that you absolutely have to respect in the ranks of Texas high school football. Dave Campbell's has them ranked as the number 2 team in 4A this year. And they're obviously going to be pursuing another state championship run.
You know, one of the question marks coming into this season at the quarterback position, CJ Rogers, senior, 6'3", 185-pounder. You know, I'm sure he's been groomed to step right in there, but no one really knows what's going to come out of CJ Rogers' arm. You know, obviously, hey, they're going to go to Tito Bice, do that run pass option, but man, if they can get a lot of meaningful yards, a lot of first downs out of that running game, might make CJ's first year back there at the quarterback position a little bit easier.
Yeah, CJ Rogers, he was the backup quarterback in 2019. I don't think he took a single snap last year, to my knowledge. Stands at 6'3", 185 pounds. Head coach Todd Rogers says that he's actually got a really good grasp of the offense, and he has a ton of talent around him, not just in running back Tito Bice, but he's also got a massive tight end. Arguably the best player on this team is Jasper Lott, who's also a defensive lineman. This kid is insane. He's 6'6", 255 pounds, multiple D1 FBS offers among some very big teams. I know that he's got an offer from a couple of SEC schools and things like that. So CJ Rogers at QB1, he's going to have some talent to work with around him. It's not going to be all on his shoulders. He's got Jasper Lott out there at tight end. He's got a great running back in Bice. Some really big offensive linemen like Jack Tucker, Caden Reeses, Sheridan Wilson, all really big, over 6'5", 290 plus pound offensive linemen. And he's also got a really talented wide receiver in Cole Kirkpatrick, who had almost 1,700 receiving yards and 30 touchdowns last year. This kid is electric on that offense.
Yeah, I had a chance last season to do a Denko Gridiron Roadshow over at Marty B's, and man, Argyle travels well. Coach Rogers, several of the players were on, and we played some audio clips from some of Cole Kirkpatrick's amazing touchdown grabs. And man, he is an electric player, and definitely going to be a go-to target for CJ Rogers. Hey, defensively, Grayson, you know, the front 7, almost the entire front 7 is back for Argyle. The defensive backfield will be a little bit of a question mark. Coach Ricky Griffin, the head baseball coach, also handles the defensive backs. And I'm sure he'll have those guys ready, but and I'll have to reach out to Coach Griffin and see who his up-and-comers are in that defensive backfield position.
Defense does win championships, don't get me wrong, but they, like you said, almost their entire front 7 is back. They've got 7 returners on defense as well as offense. So depth, like I said, name of the game for Argyle this year. They're definitely going to want to rely on their veterans, guys like Jasper Lott, guys like Tito Bice, Jack Tucker on that offensive line. The seniors and the juniors, those upperclassmen, as long as they step up, they get these younger starters integrated well. I think that, like you said, a solid coaching staff and some solid leadership can do well for an inexperienced secondary.